The girl's cough cut through the stale morning air of the diner. Too small and raspy to belong to someone so young. Amelia Brennan tightened her hold around her daughter's frail shoulders, trying to shield her from curious eyes. 4-year-old, Lily pressed her flushed cheek to her mother's apron, her breathing ragged with the same chest cold that had been keeping them awake for nights. The cracked vinyl booth looked as tired as Amelia felt, but at least it was a place to sit while she waited for the manager. In an hour, the breakfast rush would begin. Patrons with starched collars and cheap ties would file in, demanding strong coffee and hot plates to fuel their busy days. They'd never guessed the woman serving them had wept in her car just to summon the nerve to walk in with her sick child. But Amelia didn't have a choice. Rent was 3 weeks overdue. The gas company had threatened shut-off if she didn't make a payment by Friday, and the pharmacy had refused to fill Lily's antibiotics without the copay she simply didn't have. So Amelia had brought Lily with her, bundled in a hand-me-down jacket, whispering reassurances that Mama would be quick, that everything would be okay. Deep down, she wasn't sure she believed that herself. She forced her legs to stand and carried Lily behind the counter, setting her gently on a milk crate tucked by the warm dishwasher. Stay right here, baby, Amelia murmured, stroking the girl's hair. You can rest. Mama has to work a little, but I'm close. Lily nodded sleepily, too exhausted to question it. The back door swung open with a metallic groan. Fred, the manager, stalked in, his lips twisted with irritation. What's this? He snapped, pointing a thick finger at the child. Amelia swallowed the embarrassment that crawled up her throat. Fred, please, she's very sick. I tried everything. I don't have childcare today. He crossed his arms, eyes hard as marble. You know the policy. No kids here. Health code safety. You're putting the diner at risk. Her voice cracked. I'll keep her back here. I'll make sure she doesn't touch anything, please. Fred, I just need this shift. I need the paycheck. He glanced over her shoulder at the door, then at Lily's flushed face. You've been late 3 times this month. You're unreliable. I know, Amelia whispered, blinking back tears, but I'm trying. You know how much I need this job. Fred's expression didn't soften. Instead, he shook his head. Amelia, I'm sorry. You're a sweet girl, but this is the last straw. Her heart thudded painfully in her chest. You can't fire me, she pleaded. Not now, not over this. I don't want to, he said, his voice low, but I have to. He turned away. The words settled over her like a final judgment. I have to. Amelia felt her knees weaken. For a moment, she imagined herself sinking to the cracked linoleum floor, cradling Lily, and simply staying there, because there was nowhere else left to go. She lifted her daughter with trembling arms and stumbled into the dawn light, feeling the judgmental stares of the line cook and the dishwasher burning into her back. The street outside was gray and cold. Amelia tucked Lily into her arms and walked to the bus stop, her eyes too dry to cry anymore. When she sat down, she buried her face in Lily's hair and whispered an apology she knew her daughter was too young to understand. I'm so sorry, she breathed. I'm so sorry I can't give you the life you deserve. The bus came late. By the time it rattled to the curb, Amelia's hands were stiff with cold. She climbed aboard, clutching the last few dollars she had. The ride home blurred into a fog of exhaustion and panic. She didn't notice the tall man in the tailored overcoat who had watched everything from across the street. He had been on his way to finalize a deal. His company had recently purchased a string of struggling diners in the city. When he spotted the woman pleading with the manager, a child clinging to her side, he paused. Something about her desperation. She tried to keep her dignity intact as she was turned away, clung to him. He hadn't intended to interfere, but as the bus wheezed away, he found himself jotting down the name on the diner sign and calling his assistant. Get me everything on this place, he ordered, and the staff roster. By the time Amelia reached her tiny apartment, Lily was burning with fever. She tried to cool her daughter's skin with damp cloths, her mind spiraling through all the ways she had failed her. A knock startled her. She wiped her eyes and cracked the door. Mrs. Patel, her elderly neighbor, stood with a steaming pot in hand. I heard her coughing, she said softly. I made some soup. For both of you. Emotion cracked the brittle wall in Amelia's chest. Thank you, she whispered, voice ragged. Mrs. Patel touched her arm gently. You're doing the best you can. That's all any mother can do. The words felt like balm on a raw wound. Amelia spooned broth into Lily's mouth, coaxing her to swallow, determined to find some way to get the medicine her daughter needed. She searched for temp jobs all night. Each listing was the same. Must be available immediately. Must have childcare arranged. By dawn. She was ready to give up. Then her phone buzzed. Unknown caller. She almost ignored it, assuming it was another overdue notice. But something made her swipe to answer. Hello. Is this Amelia Brennan? Yes. My name is Daniel Mercer, the man said. His voice was calm but carried a quiet authority. I'm the new owner of the Riverfront Diner. I believe you worked there. Her heart stuttered. Yes, I was just let go. I know, he said evenly. I watched it happen yesterday. Amelia closed her eyes, mortified. I'm sorry you had to see that. She whispered. You don't need to apologize. In fact, I'd like to meet with you. She hesitated. I don't understand. Would you be willing to come in today? Bring your daughter if you must. I have a proposal. She had nothing left to lose. That afternoon, Amelia rode the bus back to the diner. Lily slept against her chest, her fever finally breaking. Daniel Mercer stood by the window, studying the street. He turned when she approached, his expression unreadable. Miss Brennan, he said, extending a hand. She shook it cautiously. Mr. Mercer, I'm afraid I don't know why I'm here. He gestured to a booth. Please sit down. She did, clutching Lily protectively. I purchased this diner 3 weeks ago, he began, and several others like it. I was in the process of evaluating staff when I witnessed your situation. Amelia's throat tightened. I know I broke the rules, she admitted. I didn't mean to endanger anyone. I believe you, he said simply, and I think you deserve better. She blinked. Better. I've read your record. You've worked here nearly 6 years, always put in extra shifts. You took care of customers others ignored. That's the kind of employee I want on my team. Her breath caught. I don't understand, she whispered. I'm offering you your job back, he said. But more than that, I'd like to promote you to assistant manager. You'll have regular hours, better pay, and benefits that will cover your daughter's medical care. For a long moment she couldn't find words. Lily stirred in her lap, her small hand curling around Amelia's finger. Tears finally came, spilling hot and unchecked down her cheeks. Why would you do this for me? She managed. Daniel's gaze softened. Because I watched you walk away with your head high, even when you were broken, he said quietly. Because you fought for your child when no one else would. And because this business doesn't survive without people like you. Amelia pressed her lips to Lily's hair, her whole body shaking. I don't know what to say. Say you'll accept, he replied gently. Yes, she breathed. Of course, yes. The next weeks felt unreal. Amelia settled into her new role, learning the ropes of inventory, scheduling, and customer service from the other managers Daniel had brought in. For the first time, she didn't have to wonder how she'd pay for Lily's prescriptions. One evening, after the dinner rush, Daniel stopped by to check on her progress. You look happier, he observed. I am, she said honestly. Feels like I can finally breathe again. You earned this, Amelia, he told her. Never forget that. She smiled, her heart light for the first time in years. Months passed. The Riverfront Diner transformed into a warm, bustling place where regulars lingered over pie and coffee. Amelia became a familiar face behind the counter, not just the waitress who'd been fired, but the manager who knew every customer by name. And on the mornings she opened the restaurant, she sometimes caught her reflection in the window and hardly recognized the woman looking back, stronger, steadier, and no longer afraid. She'd thought losing her job was the end of everything, but it turned out to be the beginning. The lesson stayed with her, that kindness can grow in the most unlikely places, and that sometimes the moment you think you're about to break is the moment your life is ready to change. When she tucked Lily in each night, she whispered a new kind of promise. You're safe now, we're safe. And this time she knew it was true.